Hello, welcome to Celebrity Death Tarot. This is going to be somewhat of a marathon. I have this idea to do a marathon today of readings. So this is going to be something that um, at the end, if you would like to come in and get a reading yourself, um, to find out more about any spirits surrounding you, I'm going to be open to doing so. The first portion of this reading is going to be about a woman by the name of Miss Reagan Hancock of Texas. Well, she was a pregnant woman whose brutally newborn by the name of Braxlin was cut out from her womb. Her unborn fetus was cut out, and her and the fetus passed away. She was recently in the news, and that is the background story. So let's see, where shall we begin? What was coming through as something that was vitally important to Miss Reagan Hancock before she crossed over, before she passed away? So there was perhaps a walking away of friendship or a consideration to do so. She quite likely wanted to walk away from something that had gone on or was going on. Maybe someone had, somewhat of an issue or an attitude that she just wasn't having. And this is something that signifies walking away. So that's the first thing coming up. What, if any, memory did her guardian angel bring to her for comfort as she passed? So it was highly likely that an earth sign memory, the memory of someone who was an earth sign, came to her. And angelic form sometimes comes to people before they pass. This is a Taurus, a Capricorn, or a Virgo. Certain memories can come to people. You know how they say your life can flash before your eyes. What can we learn as outsiders looking in when it comes to her life about luxury, about living our lives to the fullest, no matter how much we have or how little we have, and just being as happy as possible, happy as we can. And how also I'm feeling that this can cause some envy. This can cause people to say, oh, look at those blessings. that this person or that person has. And it can cause a little bit of friction. But what can you do? Live your life. Am I right? What did she learn? Or what was she supposed to have learned? Or what was she presented with learning during her lifetime? Just about feelings and how deep they can go, different ways to express feelings, the reality of emotions that go along with feelings, and not discounting those, just embracing them for all their worth, and just taking feelings very seriously. Again, even when you're going to walk away, just being mindful of emotions and how people can allow emotions to um, get them carried away, you know. And while we can't control the emotions of others, there's some dealing with emotions is coming in as something that it takes sometimes so that we don't react in a certain way, because sometimes other people are behaving a certain way, and when we react, which of course we as humans are going to do, like whether we can tone it down or not, whether we even want to or not, patience is coming in here in a big way as something that she was presented in learning about. Um, so let's see what is coming up here. Okay. So this is the rabbit, and it symbolizes power, abundance, heroism, seasons, and the cycle of life. So something about the cycle of life is coming up, with her having been pregnant, and maybe someone did look at her as being somewhat of a person who was abundant in many things. And so that could be something that really someone else felt that they couldn't handle, even if they could. This other person, about the energy of the woman who allegedly, this person who took this fetus from her, who murdered her, is coming in as having this ego-like energy, this ego-like presence. And this person was about power. This person was overcome with a desire to create, because the ego symbolizes creation, symbolizes power, illumination, exploration. This person was really trying to um, be powerful, and this person had this presence, possibly. Um, it could have even been a demonic presence. But definitely, this person was feeling as if they wanted to be more powerful, and maybe this person felt restricted in being creative. So what I'm going to do is go more into depth by digging in with EVPs and see if any spirit beings, any angels, if her guardian angel would like to come through and make any comments. I did hear a male. Did somebody please? Was the other woman who did this simply being vicious? Was she holding a grudge? Or was she envious or what? Does anyone have anything to say about Reagan Hancock? Would anyone like to come through and say anything about Black Twin? If Braxton would have been able to survive and live, what might she have wanted to do? What it could have said, right? Professionally, it looks like it would be something that was possibly top secret. It could have been anything from, working in the CIA or FBI to actually just, um, if not being a sleuth, doing something which could have been military. Um, sorry, something of that nature, something quiet, something on the low, some type of profession that was on the low, and would she have pursued that, and would she have been able to do what she wanted to do? She would have been able to be very successful in doing what she wanted to do and make good money. So that's coming in about the fetus. If there aren't going to be any other EVPs coming through, I'm going to go ahead and end the session in 3, 2, 1. So I'm going to end this session, and before I come to a complete end, I'd just like to know if anyone wanted to come in and ask any questions, or possibly get an EVP reading to find out about any spirits that might be coming in around you specifically, so that I could pick up on any angelic presences. I'm going to give it a little bit of time for those who may be late and stepping into this reading. Stepping into the room. You may ask a question. Much love to you as well. Feel free to ask anything that you wish. I do see that there is one person with a question. So I'm here to answer that question. I'm also going to go ahead and do an EVP session for the person who has a question, just to see. Would anyone like to come in for the person in the chat room presently? Like, no, there. There the case maybe does that. Um, I'm also going to um, look for any EVPs to come through for anyone who is watching, as well as anyone else who joins us in this live. So until anyone else or this specific individual who had a direct question comes through, I'm going to go ahead and allow EVPs to come through and see what messages come in. For the person who wanted to ask a question, there's some tie with this is either a conflict and a Libra that's showing up for your spread. And this could also just be something that you took initiative to do that may have landed someone in a little bit of hot water, or they felt like that they could be put into hot water. Maybe they felt stressed out or just irritated to some degree because there is a conflict coming in. Definitely, you could come in very positively. Usually, the chariot does mean that you come through conflict with some flying colors. So, that is something that's showing up here. If you know anyone who's going through conflict around you, or if you're dealing with some conflict yourself, that's tied to a Libra. I wanted to elaborate on that for you. Again, this is a time where people can come in and ask for questions. If that's what you like to do. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to this session of Celebrity Death Tarot EVP Drama. And again, I'm going to see if any EVPs are going to come through for anyone who is viewing or coming into the chat room at this point. Thank you. I just heard a now, just somebody's voice as well. Another one. That is. I heard a female to somebody's voice just now. And another male. Is a booed love Anna or no? So I'm gonna pause the EVPs coming in to answer the question in chat. Let's see about clarity. I am seeing that there is an affirmation. It's very affirmative that someone does feel feelings that are loving in nature. So there are loving feelings that are coming in with that question. So yes, as far as whether or not, that's the one, you know, um, my clarity is just coming in with that answer that that person feels that that person is the one. Um, this person definitely does feel some loving feeling, passionate emotion. Okay, so you can't hear the sound, so I'm going to go ahead and let you know. Yes, there are loving feelings that person feels, and there's You're welcome very much. That scripture, love your neighbor as yourself, comes to mind. We all have to decide who's the one who's the specific one for us, and who's going to be the person who we need in our lives, who we're going to even be able to deal with, because you know sometimes when there's a lack of trust or whatever have you, that's not necessarily going to make a good match. And I will say that, no matter who it is. And love in action, that can be very important. Not saying you love a person and not behaving in that manner. That can create an issue. Are there any angels who would like to come through? If so, what's your name? Or who are you coming through for? I heard another male to somebody's voice just then. And another. And that is going to conclude the EVPs for the time being. I will allow for ample questions to come in. So I'm going to give it some time and see if anyone else would like to come in and ask any questions at all. So I think I've given plenty of minutes for questions to come in, plenty of time. Let's check. And there are no other questions that I'm aware of here. Yes. Thanks for the thumbs up. Are any spirits present who would like to come through for any viewers, any of the viewers at all? Any angelic presences? Guardian angels? You're outside. Yeah, that's for sure. I heard another voice just there, another EVP. I heard a yes. Okie dokie, guys. That's going to wrap it up for this EVP drama session. Bye.